Okay, today I wanted to talk about a technique that I've used to break down my social anxiety every day. I feel like social anxiety is something that a lot of people assume that if you're not someone who's socially anxious, that you don't ever feel it. But I used to be someone who was very, very socially anxious, and I'm now someone who I think comes across as quite extroverted, but I still feel it every morning when I wake up. It's more just a case of shutting it down before it grows into anything major. So what I find works really well is to kind of gradually expose yourself to more intense social interactions throughout the day and start with the easiest ones. I like to, when I first wake up and I feel that kind of anxiety, I feel like a good way to do it is to just give compliments to people. I feel like that is it's less awkward than just saying like, hey, how's it going? As you walk past somebody. It just kind of seems weird. But if I see a guy that has like, I always talk about people's clothes. I'll just be like, oh, I like your shoes. I like your shirt, whatever. And usually they just go, oh, thanks, man. And sometimes they don't even hear you. But it's like, that's good as well, because it kind of exposes you to that worst case scenario, which we always fear, that like awkward moment. And you realize that it's really not that bad. But normally they'll just say, oh, thanks, man. And sometimes they'll even give you a compliment back. So that just kind of gets the ball rolling, I find, in the morning. I find that if I don't, like, I think of social anxiety and social confidence as kind of two ends of the same spectrum. And the analogy I like to think of is, it's like a snowball at the top of a hill. And every day when you wake up, the snowball is back at the top of the hill. And it's up to you which side of the hill it starts rolling down. And I feel like once it starts going down one side, it's way harder to flip it back to the other side. So by giving those compliments and kind of, not allowing the anxiety to take hold in the morning, you start to push it down the side of social confidence. And it just gets, like I said, it's like a snowball, so it rolls and it gets bigger and bigger. And it's way harder to bring you back around to social anxiety at that point. But I've also experienced the opposite, where I used to go to school and feel really anxious and kind of avoid people for the first little bit. And I go to one of my classes, I don't talk to anybody there. I come out, I don't talk to anybody. I just go like sit in the library, don't talk to anybody. And the snowball's rolling down, it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's way, way harder after several hours of doing that to actually break out of it, compared to if I had just started with some of those like little interactions in the morning. Yeah, and on the other side, like I remember there's been times where I've built my confidence up so much in a day that, like, I remember one time I'd been doing loads of those little interactions in the morning, and I went to a class. Then as I was leaving the class, I was just talking to some random guy that I didn't know about the class, and then he asked me where I was going, and I said I was going to get food. And he was like, oh, I'm probably gonna get some food as well. I was like, you should come with me. So we went, got food together. And as I'm lining up, I just start talking to this other guy who I've never seen in my life, who's in the line. I think I asked him just like have you tried this place before? Is it good? Whatever. And anyway, so then I get the food. Me and the guy I was with go sit down, and then as we sit down, we see the third guy kind of walk into the cafeteria, and he's like looking for a place to sit. And I just like wave him down, and he comes and sits with us. So then I'm just having lunch with two people that I don't even know, but I don't even feel awkward doing it, because, you know, like that's an example of something which, if you tried to do that in the morning, you would obviously feel really, really awkward. But because I built it up throughout the day to get to that point, I didn't feel awkward at that point. So I think that is a really effective reframe on social anxiety, and it also demonstrates that it is something which is very easily manipulated, and it can go, you know, you can manipulate it in one way or the other way. But I think the key is just to try and tackle it as early as you can before it builds into something bad. So let me know if you have any suggestions for the next video, and I'll see you in the next one.